Bruce Millington, Paul Keeley and Mark Boylan looking ahead to some really good stuff at the Curragh on Sunday. By the way, before we look at the races, what sort of state is the Curragh in, Mark? Have you driven past lately? Is it still... It's starting to take shape now, isn't it? Some nice sort of pictures of curved architecture and stuff.
I haven't been able to visit the Curragh yet, as I'm just back from Scotland a couple of weeks ago. I've been over in Ayr for 4 months, but anytime I've drove by it in the last couple of weeks, it's looking pretty impressive. So hopefully that'll keep continuing. As I said, I haven't experienced it firsthand from a facilities point of view, but I hope that the talk is that it'll be an improved showing on what we've seen in recent weeks there again. So please God, now it'll be good for everyone. I think it's when this is finished, it's going to be something else.
And can you recommend 4 months in Ayr? How was that?
It's grand, but you know what it was? I thought when I was going over there that however much you might laugh at my accent at times, when I went over there I had to go to any European place, any country to go, and I thought I won't have to learn a new language, I'll go handy here, I'll go to Scotland. But by God, understand them sometimes, especially when you're out for a few pints. Jesus, you'd love Google Translate or subtitles or something to keep you going. But no, really enjoyed it, and good racing, good people.
Lovely stuff. Okay then, let's get stuck into the 410. It's the Tattersall's Irish 1,000 guineas, and surprise, surprise, Aidan has got the Fav Paddy Power bet 11 to 8 Happily, 9 to 2 Soliloquy, 6 to 1 Clemmy, 8 to 1 Who's Steph, hang on a sec, I've hit the wrong button, 10 to 1 Chiara Luna, 10 Lightning Quick, 14 Could It Be Love, 33 bar. Paul Keeley, who wins this?
I think it's far more open than the betting suggests. Obviously, Happily probably deserves to be favourite on the third in the Guineas, but third to a 66 to 1 shot, who won quite easily as well. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't think she'll be outstanding form. She will obviously, like Aidan O'Brien's, come on. I thought Clemmy was going to win everything this year, but obviously she's had a problem. She wasn't ready for the Guineas, and so she'll only be 3/4 fit probably for this. So I'm going to take a chance on Lightning Quick. Like the way she won last time. I liked the way she won first time out as a 2-year-old last season. She only ran one other time and disappointed, but she came back with a win 3 weeks ago for Johnny Murtagh, and I think she could be quite good.
Jolly good. I hope you're right there, because I always like it when the great Johnny Murtagh trains winners. He's a top man. Mark, who do you like here?
Yeah, unoriginal, but I'm struggling to see Happily beaten here, to be quite honest. Really lovely comeback in the Guineas, and I think in time she's going to want further than the mile. But the way this race will probably pan out, I'd imagine Ballydoyle having a few representatives will make it a test of stamina. And yeah, to be fair, she boasts the best form as a juvenile. I think Clemmy arguably could match that at times, but coming off the back of a break, I'd be happy to just watch her this time. So Happily for me, from win purposes. And you know what, I wouldn't put you off having a fiver each way on Most Gifted at 66 to 1 there. She made a lovely debut when green as grass at the Curragh earlier this month, came back and won nicely at Cork. The worry for me is that from a punting point of view, she's drawn one. If they try to use her as a one to ensure there's a strong gallop, that would disappoint me. Your bet is out the window. But if she's ridden to stay on late and we get a bit of black type, I think you could have worth 66 to 1, folks. 5 each way, wouldn't put you off. Okay, the 225s, the Tattersall's Gold Cup. It's a Group 1, but it really is a pretty disappointing field. There's only 5 runners. They are Cliffs of Moher, Defoe, Lancaster Bomber, Reckless Gold and Success Days. I mean, Kills, we normally see the odd star in here cropping up, don't we? I mean, yeah, it's not the end of the world, this race, but I mean...
it's competitive. The thing about the Tattersall's Gold Cup normally is a 4-runner race with a 1-4 shot. Like, you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. It is a race that should not be a Group 1, and it's been
it's like a Group 1.5.
Yeah, it's a sort of stepping stone to other proper Group 1s. Yeah. It's not a real Group 1 to me. But anyway, it is what it is. I mean, you've got 2 horses here that you could have negatives about. I mean, I never trusted Cliffs of Moher last year. I know he returned with a win on his second start this year, but I wouldn't necessarily trust him. Defoe, I think, is by some way the best horse in the race, but he's coming back in trip in a small field, so will that suit him? Obviously, he stayed the Leisure Trip well enough, doesn't he? You know what I mean? He's at least a mile and a half. So I'm going to take a chance with last week my old mate Lancaster Bomber. Now he's all his form's over a mile. I mean, he probably looks like he lacks a bit of pace at the end of a mile.
Wasn't stopping last week.
But no, he wasn't stopping. He just lacks that pace that the real speed horses have got. So he's worth another try. I was just having a look at him. He's barely ever tried any further than a mile, but he had the comments ran on well when he on muddy dirt in Maidan over 9.5 furlongs. So he will get the trip and he'll make the running as well. So you know, Success Days I suppose might go on ahead of him, but I mean he will be up there, and I think he might steal a march on.
So you'll back him, but be fully prepared for maybe something to come past him late on.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Mark,
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout with Lancaster Bomber. I'm going to go with Defoe here, though. I think 7-4 about him, or whatever you can get in that sort of territory. That's pretty lenient there. I like his profile, and look, he was very impressive last time when he put the race to bed. There was no doubt about it. Cliffs and Moher, for me, I had a soft spot for him last season, and he was unlucky definitely on occasions. But I'd like to see him when he's taken into the deep end here by Defoe. I really want to see him battle. And Ryan Moore won him last time without raising a stick, and I'd just like to see when Defoe brings him into the deep end, what he's able to come and find. And perhaps he will find plenty, but I think Defoe will be dour here. He's going to stay. Excellent British recent record in the race, and I'd be taking him on against Cliffs and Moher.
And the 3 o'clock is the early stud Gallinule Stakes. It's a Group 3 over 1.25 miles. Mark Boylan, who will win this?
Yeah, this is very tricky now. A race I actually like, historically I'd be quite fond of it, but I think this Latrobe here is maybe worth having a go. Odd to be putting forward one that hasn't won a race yet to be just going for a Group 3, but this is an absolutely gorgeous son of Camelot. Really eye-catching debut behind Fallon's brother James Cook. He was 16-1 that day, so he shaped well without going and doing it. And he was beaten by Hunt and Horn on his seasonal reappearance there at Naas. The ground was plenty soft enough for him, and likely improvement with one of Joseph's to come on for the run. And Hunt and Horn has since he's third in the classic trial at Sandon, I think, in the Chester Vaz. Better ground now. They'll go nice and quick here, you'd imagine, with the sort of runners that we have in the field. And I think it's going to step up in class, could bring out better in him. He's going to stay further in time, but he's a really, really gorgeous horse. If you are at the Curragh, have a look, and hopefully you'll be going collecting afterwards too. Latrobe.
And Mark, anything else on the Curragh undercard we should be interested in?
I'd tell you, there's one in the big stay-in handicap there at 5.20. Never Rush a Con. Tom Socks Madden takes off £5 there. He's had a really nice run at Punchestown in a race which he had good form previously, and then he won at Killarney in good form. I think he's really going in a good place at the moment. He's rated 73 on the flat. I think he's 143 over fences. He should be very, very competitive in a race like this. And when you have a rider like Tom Madden take off 5, when you already are 8-6, it's always an advantage. I think he can go very, very well there for Jesse Harrington.
Okay, Kills, what price are you to win this weekend?
Massive price, because there's so many big handicaps. I'll be smashing it up all over the place.
Why don't you be disciplined? Just place your bets in the morning and then just don't have a bet in the afternoon. Has that ever happened?
No, it's not possible.
Isn't it? No. What are you going to be doing then? Working?
I'm going to be, I'm punting tomorrow all afternoon on the racing, and I'm going to go out and watch couple of football matches back to back.
It's going to be really good, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'm not the world's
biggest
football fan, but there are 2 proper matches.
Oh, it'd be brilliant. Yeah, absolutely outstanding. And then Sunday?
Very little.
Very little.
Quiet day.
And of course, we're all gearing up to the big one next Thursday, aren't we? The big 5-0.
Yeah, Thursday. So if I'm on the podcast next Friday, I will sound really rough.
Well, I hope
I may come straight in from the casino.
Oh, excellent. That'd be good. That'd be very good. Mark, what's happening with you? I guess you're just back in on. Are you catching up with all the friends and family, aren't you?
That's it now, but we'll be hitting the Curragh, please God, on Sunday. I'm doing spotlights for Ballinrobe, I think, on the day, but I'll try and peep out and have a look at it. And on Saturday night, I'm a proud Offaly man, but we haven't had lots to shout about in GAA terms.
They play Wexford. What man, sorry?
Offaly.
Offaly.
Yeah. We're not a sporting stronghold.
I was going to correct you and say you're awfully proud.
You know what? I'd love it was the first time someone said it to me, but Offaly, it wouldn't be a big sporting place, but we've had Pat Smullen, probably the most prominent man, and Shane Lowry in the golf, but hopefully our hurlers will give it a good rattle against Wexford. They're 7 points against in the handicap. They have to give 7 points to, or getting 7 points from Wexford. I think that they'll go close in doing that, but hopefully they give us something to shout about. We haven't had it for a long time, so that'll be what I'll be doing Saturday night in the Curragh Sunday.
Great to have you back.
Thank you.
Before we go, I would just like to say a heartfelt thanks to our senior producer Rob Watson, who is leaving us next week to go and live up north. We wish you all the best, Rob. You've been an absolute star. You've played a huge part in building up these podcasts from nothing to having regular 5-figure viewing figures on a regular basis, and you've been a star to work with. Many thanks, Rob, and good luck. Don't forget, if you enjoy listening to the podcast, please rate, review and subscribe on iTunes. Maddie, Tom and the gang are back on Monday.
Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Simply place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week, and you'll get a free £10 bet then next week. T&Cs apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.